What's up, guys? Fireman Rabbit here. I made a video about a circuit a couple days ago, and I'm here to show you guys it in use in a base, on how I would use it. This is a relatively small base, so work with me, but here we go. So, first thing I would do is always have some that are active. Right? We always have turrets that are active, so for here, because there's a 12 turret limit, what I would do is have 8 total active at one time. Right? So we've got one on all 4 corners. Then if we go to the roof, we've got 4 active up here as well. You don't have to do 4. If you want, just protect the doors, whatever you want. However you feel most comfortable implementing it. But as you can see, the heartbeat sensors activate certain things. The only bad thing about this entire situation is that it takes up a lot more room. So, I found a base on the build server that's a community base, and I kind of upgraded it a bit. Got 4 batteries here, we got 4 windmills on the roof. Alright, so as you can see, each battery has its own switch. So, as you can see, each battery has its own switch, and I always bring all the power in at once and then disperse it so all batteries are always being charged by the same one. And then to keep the battery or the turrets powered, that are normally powered, always on, right? Because we want these ones that are always on. What we do is we put those first. So as you can see, these all go to auto turrets. There's 2 per, so there's 8 total. You can do less, you can do more, it's all your choice. And then after, each one of these goes to a splitter, and then the splitter goes to different turrets. Right? So the first thing you have to do always is have our electrical branch. Then it goes to the input, one of the 2 inputs for the AND switch, and then the out goes to the heartbeat sensor that you need. The only tricky thing is with this, so all 3 of these ones that are connected to this line, I had to make sure that I connected it to the correct heartbeat sensor, so then they turn on when someone's in this area. Now, you don't have to do it here. If you want to hide it more, put it up here or something, you can do that and then just have these 3 turn on. But I have it split up, obviously, since all 4 of my heartbeat sensors are just in the middle of the ground to where these turn on. So, we had a comment in the first video about how long it takes these turrets to turn on. It does take about 3 seconds for them to be fully active and aware, which is fine, but that's where the turrets that are always on come into play, because even if this heartbeat sensor gets taken out, you at least have some protection, right? It's not nearly as much as it was before they did the turret nerf, but it's still something. Now, I'm still not happy about the situation. I'm hoping they change the limit, correct it, is how I feel, so then we can actually do stuff. Now, this isn't my base design. Please don't hate on the person. I did a couple changes just so I could easily show you guys how to do this. But 4 circuits. We got 8 total individual circuits themselves with their own heartbeat sensors that are reliant on their own heartbeat sensors. So if one of these trios gets taken out, the other ones are still active because we split the power off right out of here to a splitter. And then that splitter powers 2 different lines. So 3 and 3. Now, I was going to do an interrupter, essentially, with some XOR switches, but I used all the power that I could for the turrets. So there are different ways. If you do one less turret, you could interrupt the power to the active ones with an XOR switch, if say this one's active, you don't want this one active, right? You could interrupt the power going to the one that you didn't want active by putting an XOR switch right before the other ones, and then you just loop it together to where if one's getting power, another one, whatever, and have it redundant. It does take up a lot of extra power, and there are pros and cons about it, but I mean, that's all up to you and if you want to do it. I didn't include it in this, but I will say that electrical for Rust is going to be way less intuitive now. It's going to be a lot more complicated. I did hear they're coming out with Tutorial Island. Hopefully they include something about electrical, because at this point, you have to get extremely creative to even put out a few turrets to protect your base, because, guys, this is just a 2x2 with honeycomb and a shell. And you can't even protect it well with turrets. The main reason that I'm making this video is because there is a lot of issues I feel with this system that they implemented. I don't know where this arbitrary 12 number came from or where they came up with it, but 40 meters, like, that's extremely far, guys. That's 10 square foundations, right? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You can only have 12 in this massive radius. That is insane. Like, that is wild. That is such a huge area. Like, people don't realize how big this area is. That's the size of this. Like, it's way too much. I feel like they could definitely implement it a lot better if they're going to do one. I don't think they should. I think they should let people put as many turrets out as they want, as many bags out as they want. Since they started implementing these new restrictions, I feel like the player base has started to decrease or become even more toxic than they were before. It's absolutely ridiculous, and I think they should take this away, but there is a workaround. Here's your workaround. There's still room for more turrets, but no 2 turrets are going to turn on, or no 12 turrets are going to turn on and overwhelm each other with the system that I have set up. If you guys would like a more in-depth video on how to actually set the system up and wire it, please comment. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Have a good day.